What's up, guys? This is Jimmy, also known as Jumanji1776. I'm a moderator at Option Goats Trading. We are actually, the full name is Option Goats Trading LLC. This is your swing recap for the week of October 4th, 2021. And I'm going to go over some of the trades that we had last week, some TA that we were looking at last week, some trades, some events that happened. We're in October now, which is historically a bearish month. But the whole point of this video is to just go over some of the things that happened, some of the things that didn't happen, some of the profits that some of the members had. A lot of great things happened last week. I wouldn't say it was the most eventful week, but I think what we did, and I'm going to use this term lightly, we sniped last week very, very well. And I don't mean that like we became thousands, made 1,000, 10,000, 100,000 over a night. They were just really good timed plays. And then I guess I'm usually a swing trader, so I don't really go in a short-term period. And we had a couple of trades that went very, very well that really, to be honest, I had no fundamental or technical reasons to them. It just happened the way they did. So let's make sure we go over that. First things first, make sure you hit like and subscribe at the bottom of the right of the video. If you go to our YouTube page, you will see that we have a bunch of swing recap videos. If you have questions like, Jim, I don't know what you mean by spreads, come down here, go to debit spread crash course, go to credit spread crash course, check those videos out. Maybe it'll make sense. If not, look up, DM me, and I can kind of, introduce you to options. Just a heads up, I'm not a licensed financial professional. If you need financial help, please contact your financial advisor. So yeah, like I said, we have a lot of swing recap videos. Check those out. You'll see there's members that make money, that don't make money, that make mistakes, that learn about trades, that do different types of trading, that change their trading, all these different kinds of things. The videos that I made for educational purposes, debit spread crash course, the 500, the 50 and 200 SMA SPY that I just absolutely love this video. And also the credit spread crash course. If you've watched my videos before, you'll know that I like to sell premium. I am not one to buy spreads or buy calls or puts. I usually like to sell spreads. So here's our website right here, Option Goats Trading. If you go all the way down to the bottom and you hit this link down here, it will take you to our Discord server that looks just like this. So you'll see Option Goats Trading banner, and we have our channels right here. If you are free, all you'll be able to see is this general chat right here. That's it. But if you have the OG Prime membership, you'll be able to see everything else, and that does include our bot. If you have any questions about the bot, go back like 3 or 4 videos, and I go over in pretty good, extensive research about the different channels. These basically just make signals all day, every day. And so that way they give us good ideas. And then what we do throughout the week is we kind of just weed out what we like, what we don't like. Words from a great trader that I've met in my whole life is don't look for reasons to do the trade, look for reasons not to do the trade. So shout out to Tom Fred on that one. Hope he's doing well. Okay, so let's look at this real quick. So yeah, if you go to our website, you get the free chat right here. The OG Prime membership, it is $60 per month right now. Okay, $60 per month. But if you use the code, we still have our special going on for Spring 30. If you use Spring 30, you get 3 months for $30 per month. And then we also have healthcare provider and first responder discounts, and also military discounts. Get a discount as well. So and that's it. And like I said, make sure you use that code Spring30 for it. Okay, so let's take a look at some things. So let's see here. Let's go to our profits page. Let's see who made money last week. So this would be for 10-4. 10-4. All right, 10-4. Okay, Ghost. This guy is a good friend of mine. He's been, I basically have met him online. I've known him for over a year. He's had good trades. He just became an OG Prime membership and most likely will be turning into a trader here soon shortly. He had a green October with Amazon. He has an Amazon spread right now that he's collecting premium on. That's coming out really, really well. Nas on the daily here on SPX made 170 here on the 4th. This was on Sheeb, which that's going to be one of the other ones that I'm gonna talk about with you guys. We had a Boyle play that turned out really well. We did end up cutting it, but I'll go over that here in a bit. Nas again, he had a red day. That day he lost some of the gains he made, but then he made 180 the next day. The guy's just absolutely rolling every day. That's my sheet position. Another sheet position. And then Nas again. Hey, green is green, baby. 20 bucks is 20 bucks. It's better than zero, right? And then Ghost again with his Amazon update. Looks like he's up about 450 bucks right there. So nice job there, Ghost. I definitely do like seeing that. On my Tesla spread, I am sitting 25% up to the upside, which I really, really like. On the day on Nas today, he is up 100%. So that's it. And today, just FYI, it is market hours right now. It's actually in the last hour of Monday. I did not have time this past week. I had friends from out of town that I just got engaged, and so I devoted most of my time for that. So let's take a look here. Let's take a look at some of the trades that we had. So like I said, we had some trades that, man, that were just very, 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 very interesting. So let's look at 10-4. Let's see here. So 10-4. Did we do one last week? Yeah, we did. Okay, so that was okay. So we did do that. Okay, cool. So I'm not going to go over the AMC call, but the AMC call ended up being a very good trade. So Prague. So I bought 10 shares of Prague. Just to kind of give you an idea, right now it's October, okay, which is historically a volatile month. I'm not going to say bearish month. I'm gonna stop using that term, but it's going to be volatile. So I'm not going to say it's going up or down. It's going to be a crazy month. You know, if we go to SPY, and this is just one of the commands that we have here. If I go TRIV SPY, it's going to tell me the IV history on SPY this month. And we've had some crazy spikes in the S&P 500. Somewhere we're spiking up to 40%, which is high for the SPY, right? I mean, naturally, SPY is kind of already a high IV option chain that we look at. But this past month, as you can see right here, you can tell right when October started, our IV started spiking and go up here, whereas in September we had some spikes, but we stayed relatively low. So let's take a look at what were we looking at? Oh yeah, position. So Prague. So I bought 10 shares, 18 bucks for Prague. So this is Prague right here. I'm not going to go over some of the details. I bought this stock solely because it was getting a lot of traction in one of our signals from our bot. And I thought to myself, okay, like it's not going to make sense for me to buy a $1 or $2 call option because I don't think this is going to move fast enough for me to do that. And that also gives me freedom of when I want to get rid of the shares. So I was planning on averaging down on this. We bought the stock when it was about 180, right up here. It's right about right where I bought it. And I was thinking about buying it right when it was $1.40, $1.30, and my alert did not go off. In fact, I set my alert for about $1. If it came down to $1 and I bought 10 more shares, my average would have came down to about 140, 135. That's kind of what I was trying to shoot for. Right now, it's kind of doing this thing where it is staying above the 200 SMA. I would classify this as a penny stock because, as you can see, it is a downside. But right now, after the ER that I had, it had a huge gap down, and I thought this was a really good buying opportunity, especially since now it's starting to make its 200 SMA. So I like this stock for the long term. Do I think it's overpriced still? Yeah, I'd like to buy it at $1. I like to buy it at $1. I'd also like to see a little bit more technical analysis in the coming months and weeks. But what I like to do is I like to start a little position and then average out from there. Are we talking about $1,000? No, I'm just buying 10 shares. You know, if you watch my videos, I have a $28,000 account. Most of that is in a share called PDT, and options are a very, very volatile trading method, whatever you want to call it. And if you're going to be trading options, just know whether you're selling or buying, it's very risky, period, right? It's very risky, period. So the best way I can do it is that I keep most of my money safe, and I use about $50 to $200 for my options trading. Why? Because they're risky. If I have a $500 account, am I gonna devote all of that to options? Hell no. Hell no. That 500 right there, if that's my only portfolio I ever have out of my 401k and my trading account, it's gotta go to long term. I've got to do something from the long term, right? What are you doing for me now? What are you doing for me later? Okay. So yeah, I bought 10 shares there. It's back up to the average that we had there. This is where we saw it. So Prague right here, our TR at algo flow sentiment divergence hinted that this was going to go bullish. So I still like it to the upside. I just would rather get a better average. If it goes back down to 130, 140, I will be buying that low. If it gets to $1, we might be buying 10 or maybe even 20 shares at that. So I really like that play. Boyle. So this play, had I known that the IV was going to be as big as it was, I probably would have sold the iron condor first, which I'll get to in a second, rather than selling the put spread that I saw. With winter months coming up, obviously I have oil and natural gas on site. Natural gas has been going up crazily in the past couple months, and the volatility on them have been nuts. And when I mean nuts, I mean we're talking 200, 220% volatility. So when I hear that, what do I think instantly? I'm thinking selling premium, right? When you hear IV is very, very high, I think sell premium, right? I'm selling premium. You know, IV is very high, you shouldn't be buying anything, right? If volatility is very high, you shouldn't be buying anything, period, right? You shouldn't be doing any of that, right? So we sold it for the 75, 76 put debit credit spread for 45 bucks. We had to buy it back at 25, so it was about a 35% loss, excuse me, 40% loss. I wanted the money back just so that way I can do the Boyle iron condor that I did here. So what that basically looks like at this point would be, so let's zoom out a little bit. I want to make sure you see the full history of Boyle here, because I don't think this thing is done. Let's open it up. Let's do this. Bam. I know it's had a split at one point, so let's do this. Right now it's looping back up. It just crossed over the 200 SMA. Now I do think it's going to end up between, or let's go over the trade. So we're selling the 120 call, we're buying the 125 call, we're selling the 18.5 put, excuse me, we're selling the 85 put and buying the 80 put. Okay, expiration is 12/17. We collected $455 of premium. Let me repeat that. We collected $455 of premium. The max loss is 45 doll hairs. So what does that mean on this trade? What that means is that we would need the stock to be between 85 and 120 in order to collect premium on the video. Excuse me, collect premium on the iron condor. If Boyle natural gas makes it between 85 and 120 before December, right? Let's say it's in that range in November. If it gets there in November, we might be able to collect 100%, maybe even 200% on our trade. The big thing that you should take away with that trade is that it only cost us $45 for almost 3 months worth of time on an iron condor. That's so much premium. And why? Because the IV, the implied volatility, is very, very high in this trade. The risk to reward, I love it. I love the risk to reward on this trade. Okay. I really like this trade. We're gonna have to keep watching it. Right now I think we're at about break even because the volatility is still pretty high, which is totally fine. But we will be watching Boyle as the days go by. We tried to do an AMC strangle. We bought the 42 and the 34. This was a day before expiration. We had luck last week. This is where we bought it here. And then the next day it kind of just popped a little bit and then came back down. Not enough to get to 42 and 34. If you watched my video last week, we did buy a call here and we were able to capture about 830% on the return on the call. It was just dipping so much. What I'm going to do is I'm going to add an alert here. And for those of you that have OG Prime, I do have that alert hooked up to the channels. I'm going to set another alert right here if it does dip below right there. That way, if my alerts go off, I might be buying another call, especially if it lands on a Wednesday or Thursday. Those calls can go for really, really cheap. What do I mean by really cheap? Well, you know, we bought the call last time at $9, and it ended up being there was a member that bought 2 of them, cost him $20, and he ended up making $460 total. So, you know, the power of options is what I'm trying to say. And if AMC is bringing down its IV and it's getting really, really slow, those options become very, 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 very cheap. And when it does these kinds of pops right here, it is classified as a meme stock. So the implied volatility just pops them just absolutely berserk. So That was the AMC. Again, this was $10. I bought a call and a put the day before. We lost the 10 bucks, but again, you pay to play. Did I drop 200 on the play? No. Would I ever drop 200 on AMC play? No. This was 10 bucks on the day before the expiration. I knew it was either going to be wasted or we're going to come out break even, or it was going to pop. But that one we were okay with losing. Palantir. So this was another one that I really like. So let's go to Palantir. Now I do have a little bit of TA that I did like on this one. So as you can see here, so two things on Palantir. One, it loves this 22 level. Let's pull up the daily on Palantir. It loves this 22 level right here. Okay, as you can see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 exit, 9, 10, and we're almost to the 22 level right here. What we saw as far as option flow goes, we did have puts that were being filled at the bid that were opening spreads. What does that mean, Jim? Well, that means these people that spent that sold 700 to 300, well, actually altogether about $1 million worth of premium was sold on Palantir at the 19 and 23 strikes. So they were selling puts at the 23 and the 19. What they were doing was they were just selling premium and knowing that Palantir is going to keep going up. Now, looking at this chart, let's put away my lines. Looking at this chart, would you say it is bullish? It had its run, popped, came back down. Now it's climbing. I think we're going to be, right now we are at the dip of where it's going to start climbing again. Now, I did not want to throw too much money at this play. So what did I end up doing? I buy a call vertical spread because selling the put spreads were not enough premium because Palantir is a slow moving stock. The strike, we bought the 26 strike, sold the 27 strike. We only paid 20 bucks and a max reward is 81 bucks if Palantir is above 27 at expiration, which is on November 12th. So what does that mean, Jim? So let's do November 12th. Oops. Should be right here. We would need the stock to be above 27, which would be right here. Now it hit its head here. The last peak that it had, it was above it. Now I'm not hoping that this stock, well, shouldn't be hoping at all, but I'm not thinking about this stock expiring over here. I'm wanting it to just pop over the 27. If it pops over the 27, we should be able to get out with 100, 200, maybe even 250% gain. And when I'm saying that my 20 would turn into a 40 or 60, maybe even 75. Okay, so that's kind of what I'm looking for. It does have earnings coming up, so what be ideal would be that it just has a run up, and then it also has an IV pump. Therefore, we would get a little bit of more return on our spread. I really like this debit spread. Really like this debit spread. I'm taking the less risk, less probable profit route, going for the 26, 27 level with a pop between now and November 12th. So November 12th is my birthday. I'll be going to the Denver Broncos and the Philadelphia Eagles game that weekend. And what better present would be Palantir to go off and maybe the Eagles winning, not getting my hopes up on that right there. So that was about it for the trades that we had. You know, let's take a look at the SPY real quick. Let's get rid of my mumbo jumbo. Let's look at it. This is what the SPY looks like since March of 2018. This is the SPY for the whole year so far. If I had to guess, and I didn't know anything about S&P 500, and I don't know anything about the historical and the fact that we're in October, and that it's a historical bear month, I'd imagine that right now, since we're at the 200 SMA as we speak, because it's a Monday right now, it's open market. Market's going to close in about 20 minutes. We're having these volatile pops, pop, 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 and drop. I'm thinking that we might be in for a little bit more volatility for this week, maybe even for the rest of October. I'm not that worried about the Delta variant anymore as much as I was before, especially since Pfizer, Johnson & Johnson, and a lot of other healthcare companies are going to be making boosters. I think we might be running into a problem with people wanting to go back to work still. And with winter coming up, the news and the market might be finding every reason from A to Z to try to find a bear reason when you're watching the news and it says we're going down because of this, we're going down because of this, we're going down because of this. Remember, fact check your sources. If you're watching CNBC and the headline is bear day because of the Delta variant, should you believe that? No, that's opinionated. Yes, it's from CNBC. Yeah, it's an idea, but is it? But it's an opinion still. Is it because of the Delta variant? Does CNBC really know why the market is going down? No. Who knows? It's going to be you. The person that's going to know the reason why the market is going down is because of you. So let's look at a couple things that we're looking at the S&P 500. We're having these pops and volatility is starting to get a little crazy this month. We might be seeing big swings and small swings in the mornings and the afternoons, and even in the middle of the days. FOMC meetings happen, right? We get payroll numbers, we get farm payroll numbers. We had a very big mess last week on Friday on, was it unemployment? I'm trying to remember what it was. Let's see if I go, let's see if I go calendar. Here we go. That was this day. Okay, so there's that one. Okay, so unemployment rate. I think that's what it was. Was it? No. Not farm. No. No. Let's see if I can find it. Was it 8th? Yeah, it would be the 8th. It would need to be. It must have been this. Journey labor force. The unemployment rate was lower. No. We had numbers that came in last week. Let me see. I know I had them. Let's check it. This was 10/8. This was in the morning. Here we go. So September's jobs report badly misses expectations by just 194K. That was a big miss. That's a big miss. I mean, we're talking like a 50% miss, right? That's not even close to what they thought it would be. That's like, okay, there's disparity between what the market thinks where we're at and then where we're actually at. This is the first sign where we've had a big miss like this in a while. And I think what's happening now, and I have my hands together and they're coming apart. Reality and expectations are starting to really come to light right here. And I think a couple of things, and shout out to a couple other traders that have mentioned this, that the Fed might be, and again, I have no idea, the Fed might be inflating numbers when it comes to these reports, right? Right? I mean, really, when we're asking who's unemployed and who's not unemployed, are we asking people that are, how are we inflating numbers here? Maybe the Fed might be messing with the numbers here is what I'm trying to say. You don't need to know more than that. All you need to know is that they might be fibbing the numbers, okay? And if they are, then we might be even farther away from reality than we actually are, right? So that's one thing that I've been watching, and it's been in the corner of my eye for the past week. Also, the NASDAQ. The NASDAQ really wasn't at the high that the S&P 500 was at, and it's starting to move real violent. We're under the 200 SMA. If I was bear, let's say I was bear in the short term, I would be looking at the NASDAQ right now. If we look at the Russell 2000, it's doing its same thing since it's been doing since February. This whole year, it's been just consolidating. I would imagine that the Russell 2000 is going to make a move either this month or next month, and it's actually going to pick a direction. One of those things is going to happen. Whether it's going to be like this, or it's going to be like this, okay? One of those two is going to happen. One of those two is going to happen, and it's either going to pop up or pop down. With the way I see the world right now, I see it pop down, especially with the Russell 2000. I think we had just some major pop up. Remember, these ones right here in October, November, December, January, February, this was when GameStop and AMC started going up. Those were classified in the Russell 2000 because those are small cap stocks, okay? And I think those are, I'm so sorry, they are not small cap stocks. Excuse my reasoning there. They're not small cap stocks. Those, when GameStop and AMC popped, they popped other small cap stocks. Everything popped up. That's why I'm thinking that the Russell 2000 will make its downside move pretty soon here. Okay. Okay, so last thing I'm going to go over, and if you watch my videos, you know that I am not a crypto trader, period. I am not a crypto trader. If somebody asked me, Jim, should I buy crypto? My go-to answer is always no. Always. Do not. If you're gonna buy it and you believe in the crypto, whatever the hell that means, sure, great, yeah, go for it. Yeah, put money at it, go for it. I am never one to buy crypto. This play I'm going to start throwing money in SHIB. Okay. And the reason I'm doing this is because after Dogecoin popped, we had so many people that became millionaires overnight. Let me say that again. That I've been, after a couple of years of holding Doge, some of these guys became millionaires. I don't want to miss the boat. I'm not going to get FOMO next time. And the way I see it, and again, I don't know a lot about crypto. Okay. So when you're watching this, if you're watching this and you're like, I have no idea crypto either, I couldn't tell you. All I know about SHIB is that it used to be really low, and before it was even lower than that, I bought SHIB $100. Let's see. I had 12.6 million of SHIB when it was down here, when it was about let's see here. It was about 0.7. It was about right here. That's when I bought SHIB. Look at how much time it took for it to pop. It's going to come crashing down because that's, in my eyes, the way crypto works, is that it pops, crashes. It pops and it crashes. This is really interesting on SHIB. And again, me not knowing a lot about crypto, it's staying up here pretty well. It's staying up here pretty well. I'm surprised how long for the past couple of weeks that it's been up here. So we bought $100 worth of SHIB, and then we ended up being plus 440%. So our 90. Oh, whoops, sorry. No, yeah, that's right. At the peak, we had $96 in it. It turned out being $423. And now we threw another $100 at it today. What I'm basically going to do is I'm just going to throw $100 at it every payday, which is every 2 weeks. I'm just going to start growing a position in SHIB, and just to see what happens. Who knows what's going to happen? If I had to guess, it's probably just going to crash, and I'm going to end up holding it for a lot longer than I'd like to. But that would be it. So we ended up being plus 440% on SHIB, and now I am just a person that is investing in SHIB. Does that mean you need to buy it? No, but it kind of intrigues me that I can buy when it's got 4 zeros at it, because at one point Doge opened up. I think Doge opened up at 0.03 or 0.003, maybe 2 zeros in front of it. But at one point when Dogecoin crashed, it did have 4 zeros in front of its number. Okay. SHIB is looking like that. It's got 4 zeros in front. If it pops to 1 penny, and I have 12, hold on, let me look up how much I exactly have. I have exactly, Jim, how much SHIB do you have? I have 15 million. Call it 16 million. I have 16 million. I have 60 million SHIB. If SHIB goes to 1 penny, let's say in 10 years, it's 160K. I could do some damage with that money. And how much am I investing right now? $200. That's it. I'm gonna keep collecting my. I'm gonna keep collecting my position. Keep growing it. I'm gonna keep buying SHIB. $100 every 2 weeks. I'm gonna do more research on SHIB. I think this is gonna be. I think this might be useful to people. Again, I'm not a crypto trader. I don't know anything about crypto. All I know is that Doge popped at one point. and Bitcoin has been popping for the past 20 years. So I'm going to do more research. I'm going to come back with a little bit more info. I don't have the view of a meme stock person that's like, I'm not going to tell you it's going to go to the moon, it's going to pop. I'm going to look at hard facts that I can find that I think is useful, and I'm going to come back next week on the video and come back with some sheep and see what I find about what's so special about this crypto, because there's so many different kinds, and for some reason this one popped and I have no idea why, and I have a position in it. So why not since I'm up 400%, why not learn about it? So other than that, guys, make sure to check out our other videos that we had here for the swing recap. Thank you so much for watching this video. Make sure to hit like and subscribe at the bottom right down there. And if you have any other questions, feel free to DM me. You can also go to our website, go all the way down to the bottom, and then also fill this out, and then we'll get an email about it, and we can see what we can do. Thank you so much for watching this video. Have a great day. Stay safe out there. Protect your own money, and see you next week.